What's going on, everybody? Welcome into What You Heard Reviews.
Yes. We are back with another fire review for that oil. But y'all know what to do. Make sure you subscribe to become part of the tribe. Do us right. Hit that like, comment, whether you loving or not loving the content. Now, but you know you loving the content, so you know what to do. Now, we got another fire one for you. You know what I'm saying? This is from our guy, man. It's from our guy, man. Black Odyssey.
Diamonds and Freaks.
Man.
Diamonds and Freaks, Black Odyssey, here we go.
Title.
Man,
Okay.
all right. Is it a project? Let's break this down. Is it a project? Now, he says right in the beginning, basically the intro track, Dopamine and Hennessy.
Yeah.
He says, or actually it's a woman, and she says, welcome to the erotic novel. Now, let me put emphasis on erotic. This is an erotic novel of love and lust. That's what Diamonds and Freaks is all about. If you ain't into this topic, you ain't gonna like this project.
It's sex. It's all about sex.
Yeah, that's one way to say it.
With the hard CKS at the end. It's
with
sex.
the rated R.
Rated R.
Yeah, man. Project. Yes, he dove straight into this, dude. With
no pun intended.
No, yeah, man. He just
dove into it raw, if you will.
That he did, man.
Legitimately, literally raw, if you will.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
He definitely what he wanted to do, he set out to do, and he made this project the way he wanted to make this project, and I cannot fault him for that one bit.
Nope.
I think it's I've used this term, I feel like, a lot today, but I'm going to use it again. It's a little heavy-handed, and it can get a little bit much. But for project-wise, he nailed it.
Yeah, this is a project through and through. Not only topic-wise, it hits for what, the message that he's trying to give to the people, but also sonically. Sonically, it just has a sound that complements the message, right? It's funky, it's raw, it's instrumentation, it's
jazz,
reverb, it's jazz, it's funk a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So yeah, it's definitely a project, 100%.
Yeah. Flow. Does it flow?
I would say yes. I say it kind of goes back to the instrumentation as well, through and through. And again, I'll touch on this real quick. There is heavy reverb throughout this project. It's very echoey. It's very poetic in a sense. It's rap, but it's not rap. It's singing, but it's not all the way singing. And I do like the way the tracks bounce into each other sonically. I really do. Across the board, I do think it's great flow to this.
Yeah, I'm with you 100%. I think the flow, I think he nailed it. I don't think there's nothing he could have done to make it better.
No.
You know what I mean?
No, no.
It is what it is. And honestly, you guys want a trip, just listen to it sonic wise. It's crazy. He takes you to outer space and back.
Yeah.
Literally does, man. It's a ride. It's definitely a ride.
And what we know about Black Odyssey, just based on what we've heard from him before, whether it be his projects or his singles that he's dropped, is that he's definitely going to push the envelope, right? It's going to be different, and it's going to take you a minute to understand what's going on. It's a feeling. It's not really, if you try to listen to it critically, it's going to be a little difficult. You got to feel it. It's almost like he walks in the studio and it's like, yo, turn the mics on, man. I had this idea. And that's how this album really feels. It's just like, yo, man, I was just in this zone and I want to talk about this and this is how I want to execute it. And that's how he delivers.
Yeah, for sure. Production, man. Production's 10 out of 10, man, for sure.
Production's 10.
I love the production of this. I actually kind of want to get your thoughts because you told me something early on, and it's about the vocals. And they are behind the mix. But I personally like it. And I think it's a very interesting, and I think it's a very wise choice that he pushed it towards the back. And I think because there's, again, it's heavy. It's heavy erotica. You know, it is. It's heavy that, and it's not like you can't understand what's going on, but it is towards the back, and you really kind of have to listen to what he's saying in certain songs. Certain songs are a little bit more elevated than others,
right?
You know. But I will say the production of it is so, like, to me, it's purposeful. Like, I'm purposely making this decision because I need it to sound like this.
For sure. And I agree with you on that. I think when you if we got to say the beats alone, the instrumentation of all the songs is tremendous. It's
incredible.
I maintained having an issue with how low the vocals were. All right. I think, yes, it was definitely done intentionally. I do think that maybe in certain areas it could have been elevated a little bit more to kind of nail the point home on certain songs. Because when you add in the reverb and you add in the echoey effect, you do have this kind of thing of where you're like, okay, wait, what? Like what's going on here? Right? Like, and then you got to run it back. Okay, what's the actual message of the song? And look, that's just personally how I'm going to listen, because I'm listening to it critically. Right. You know what I mean? So it's a little different for somebody who's just like, now if you're just kind of listening to it and trying to have a good feel for it, I definitely see your point on that side of things.
Right. That's why I wanted to get your take on that, because you told me about it and wanted to make sure where you stood on that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. Let's do replayability.
Replayability? Is that where we at? Replayability.
This is probably the lowest I would have to give, because I'm going to tell you something, man. So it's the lowest score I have, but it's not. I don't mean this in a bad way. But you definitely got to be in the mood for this.
Yes.
You definitely got to be in the mood for it. Even taking songs out is cool, right? And we're going to get to our standouts next.
Yes.
And this is where you could kind of pick and choose what you want.
Right.
But a lot of them are meant to be where they're at in the album.
Inside of the project. Yes, correct. For sure.
And it only makes sense for it to be in there.
Inside
like
of the
specifically, project. I'll just throw out one, Ephesians. Ephesians is later on in the album, song number 12. Yeah. It's very instrumental. It's jazzy. But it's meant to be in that spot. And if you take it out, you could listen to it. It's not like you can't.
Right.
But it makes more sense in the flow of things.
For sure.
And so the replayability part of it is just on a little bit lower of a scale for me. That's all, because I need to be in the mood.
And it's a heavy listen. It's a heavy listen for sure. So
it's definitely heavy.
And it's not like it's just there's so much going on. So you have to really pay attention in a sense, right? Or pay no attention and just vibe out to it. Like it just depends on where you're at with it. But yeah, replayability. Like I don't know if I could listen to this on a back-to-back basis. It would definitely be like I'm in the mood. I'm going to listen to it, and then I might jump off of it.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying?
That's what I mean. That's why I mean it's a little bit lower. It's not like on the bottom rung of that scale, but it's just a little bit lower.
Yeah, somewhere in the middle. Yeah, for sure.
And then we have our standouts.
Yeah.
I'll let you go first, man. I want to hear what you think kind of your standout songs are.
Standout songs.
Or bad ones, too, if you got any.
No real bad ones. First and foremost, You Got a Man. With Black ODYSSY and Kirby.
Great hook, by the way.
It's the most R&B-ish out of the whole project. And I think that was the thing, like, coming off of Black Vintage, it was just like, Black Vengeance was so fun. It was funk. It was all the elements that are in Diamonds and Freaks, but there was a lot more R&B to it, a lot more singing to it. And so that's how I kind of expected with this one. And so when I got to You Got a Man, it gave me that. The intro track, Dopamine and Hennessy, dope. Honeysuckle Neckbone, fire. OD. Now I wanted to bring OD up for this simple fact.
By the way, the Honeysuckle and the OD song are both singles. And I think there are wise choices why he chose those as singles, because you can pull them out. Go ahead.
Listen to OD and then go back, and I forget the name of the track. I had it written down, but it's removed from the brain at this time. Masego.
Oh, okay.
And I forget the name of the track. But there's a track on Masego's album that is the beat for that track and the beat for OD, like the through melody line, is almost identical. When I first heard OD, before he started singing, and even still, I can hear a mashup of Masego and Black Odyssey on this song.
What's funny about that, too, is I feel like the projects were probably made right around the same time, so they probably weren't even close to each other when they were being made.
No.
You know what I mean?
It stood out to me because every time I hear it, I'm going,
unless they share the same producer or something, which we don't know. I have no idea, man. It's a possibility. But this does have some sort of... Masego's cool, man. Like, I could see some... Man, he should have got a Masego track on
that. Would have been fire.
Dope. Anyways, what did you think? Just out of curiosity, what did you think about the Rhapsody? Because there's two Rhapsody ones on here, man. There's one early on called
there's Diamonds and Freaks.
Yeah, Diamonds and Freaks,
and then
which is the title track. And
Broke Folk Funk.
Yes.
Because
it's different from her. You know what I mean?
Yes.
And I will say this: I'm not necessarily the Diamonds and Freaks. It's a good song, but from Rhapsody, I'm like, oh, okay, whatever.
No, Broke Folk Funk is
there.
Dope.
You go. That one is fire to me.
Fire.
I love that track.
Yes.
I love OD. I love Mrs. Sweet Tea, and I love Pink Marmalade.
Pink Marmalade is hard.
I think
I left that one for you. I knew you was going to say that one.
I love Pink Marmalade.
Yeah.
Dude. I love that track, man. There's just something very special about that track to me. The way it's just constructed, and oh man, it's so good,
it's
dude.
Good
like, man, I just props to Black Odyssey for giving us something different.
Yes,
because in the world of R&B and hip hop and all that stuff, you get a lot of the same stuff.
It's all blended,
you know, and. Which is fine. Sometimes you want that. Sometimes you need that. You know, and I'm not knocking it or whatever. This is so different.
Yeah.
And it's just, it's almost like, well, we told each other, man, we need to sit with this for a minute, man, because this is so different than what you're normally going to get coming out of the music industry.
Right.
You know? So, anyways, just beautifully done. I love Pink Marmalade. Might be my favorite song on this.
Okay.
On this whole album.
Okay.
Is it a vibe? Is it a vibrant thing?
It for sure is a vibrant thing. It is the number one quality, I think, behind being a project. It's the number one quality. It is a vibrant thing. It is for the fact that it's a feel. It is a, you gotta really, and when I say sit with it, I don't mean like, man, you gotta just break it down. I'm saying no, you gotta sit with it and just let it be there. Sonically,
gotta let it wash over you.
Yeah,
you know
a little bit. Yeah, you just gotta let it and just sit in there, man. You know what I'm saying? And I was gonna say something about one of the tracks on there where she was like, "Did you just?"
The Adam and Eve song at the very end.
You gotta lay up in there. You gotta lay up in there, man.
But anyways, yeah, man, it's definitely a vibe, man. Vibes all over the place,
for sure,
and from front to back, like just incredible.
Yeah.
And again, I kind of want to go back real quick because I wanted to mention this. I totally forgot till right now. Like this whole erotic, you know, storyline that he's kind of telling you, weird stuff, just just having a good time, finding the person that you want, you know, and stuff like that. And at the very end, I love that you hear a baby crying. You hear a baby crying, like we're making a family.
Man, freaky.
I think it's so well done, man. I really meant to mention that when we were talking about what if this is a project or not, because it really is, man. It just so well executed, and it is such a vibe.
It is.
Score time, dude. What you got?
I knew you were gonna do that. I have it at an 8.
Okay.
Have it at an 8.
Okay. That's lower than I thought you would have it at.
Yeah, no, I have it at an 8. With the right to change in the future.
Okay.
Right now I have it at an 8. It's somewhere in that 8.5 range for me. And it really is just the vocals, man. It's really just the vocals. Like, I just have a hard time on certain songs that I'm getting all the energy and then I'm like, huh? And so for me, that was tough. And I wanted a little bit more R&B. Like, it was more a personal thing for me. But yeah, I have it at an 8. Super dope project though. Like, not taking away anything for Black Odyssey. He drops fire stuff all the time. But yeah, I have it at an 8, which I think is a great score.
Yep. I have it at a 9. Okay. I have a little bit higher. Man, Black Odyssey just kills it for me, man. He's unique. He's different. The reason why it's 9 and not a 10 is the replayability of it and the heaviness of it.
Okay.
And, you know, sometimes this is the problem. The biggest thing for me was just not finding myself wanting to listen to the content.
Okay.
It was sometimes some of the issue with it.
Okay.
Right? Like, I was like, not in that mood today. You know what I mean? So, again, though, it's a really good project, man.
It is.
And I do, man, I love Black Odyssey, man. He's one of those ones. I can't wait. Always going to be invested in what he's dropping.
For sure. 1,000%. 1,000%.
You know, and if it speaks, if it doesn't, you know, that's everything. So, anyways, you guys stay safe. You guys stay positive out there.
And as always, it's all about what you heard. Peace.